Are you doing recruiter screens, but maybe not forming that relationship that you really need to close a deal? Watch this video right now. I'm going to go into it. If you are a recruiter and you want to make some more money and you want to accelerate your career, then this is exactly what you need to watch. So let's get to it. All right. So recruiter screens. Lots of times I feel like we're just going through the motions. I know I've been doing it for 17 years, so I definitely have been accused of doing this. I have done lots of recruiter screens via email or even LinkedIn. Yes, I know. Have I closed deals with people I have not spoken to? Yes, I have. Not the right way to do things. That is an exception to the rule, not the rule. So recruiter screens, I've actually, I feel like just the last couple of months, I've been re-energized because I did this kind of like contingency meets RPO gig, and where I got to be their internal recruiter essentially while still working external. I know, kind of strange. But anyways, the point that I'm getting at is that the recruiter screens for an internal recruiter go in so much more depth than a contingency or retained recruiter. And at first I was like, I don't need to know all of this stuff, right? This doesn't help me for other companies. But then I realized, yes, it does. So what I had to change my mindset for was to think bigger picture and more of a fit, because it's a very crowded market. And the only recruiters that are really winning right now are the ones that have that strategic hat on. So, which means your recruiter screens need to have that strategic hat on. Now, I've definitely always been really good at forming relationships that last a long time. But what's cool about this recruiter screens is you're really digging into what they want, not what you want for them, if that makes sense. So really taking a step back and just being casual. Hey, how's it going? How's your job search? Now, here's the thing. I deal with a lot of passive candidates, and you might say, hey, so do I. But guess what? Anytime that a candidate is talking to you, they are now actively looking. I don't care what they tell you, but when they do one interview, they're naturally going to go work with other companies. And so you have to make sure that they feel you are their ally. So in this recruiter screen, you're going to just bring it up. Hey, what's going on? You actively looking, take a peek around? Tell me. And it's just like all of a sudden you become their career therapist. You're not a waiter or waitress. You're not just asking all these questions that you need to, right? You need to make sure that it's really flowing. And then you also have to put something on them. You have to hold the candidate accountable for actually being interested. So if you show interest in them, they will then in return, hopefully, make sure that they tell you the real honest truth as to what they're actually looking for and why they're looking for that. So you got to dig into best case scenario, worst case scenario. Do they absolutely need this job, or do they just want this job? Do they want a better manager, or do they need a better manager? Those are the differences. And that's how you really dig into candidate motivators. Okay. If you do not know why someone will choose one company versus another, then you have failed. Okay. If you do not know why they're interested in the company you're sending them to, you have failed. God, I hate using that F word, but you failed. Okay. You need to know, you have to have at least one solid reason why you are sending and wasting your time to send a candidate to a hiring manager, because every time you send a candidate to a hiring manager, you are taking up their time, which means if you don't actually think that this person is going to get hired, that you don't think they're going to be a culture fit or culture add, or you don't think technically, again, whatever job they're doing, I do engineering, but whatever job they're doing, if you do not think they can actually do the job, please do not waste your time. Do not waste the hiring manager's time. Do not waste the company's time, because in return, you are having them just interview just to interview. And that, my friends, is fake busy. Okay. So what I really learned from this last gig, or what I was maybe reminded of, because I definitely got into just this zone, right? Of just putting up numbers. What I was reminded of is that fake busy isn't actually making you money, okay? And that being essentially a gatekeeper, I really hate that word, but being a gatekeeper to your clients is in your best interest, because it shows that you care, you value your time, their time, and that you're really only putting them forward with great people, which is why your recruiter screens have to dig. Now, you're probably wondering, how long do my recruiter screens take? Guess what? They still take 15 minutes. I can get really, really good information and a relationship done in 15 minutes. 20 minutes for people that talk a lot, okay? Or people that I gel with, okay? So please, everyone has a different set of screens, questions, right, that they ask, but also ask your clients, what are 1 to 3 things that if you had this information, I had the answer to that, what would help you decide whether or not they're a good fit for your company? What questions? So you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You have your standard questions, but you can ask certain questions for certain clients. And guess what? If the communication is off, don't push it. I know from the recruiter side, you're always thinking, well, what if this person is the exception? Okay, here's the thing. That's why they call it an exception to the rule. You do not always send those people. I would assume that every 3 to 5 great people, you send an exception. Okay, so go by that rule, stop being fake busy, and do some really good, thorough recruiter screens. This will help you with the relationship with the candidate and the relationship with the client. And guess what that means? More money. All right. So thanks so much for sticking in there with me. Hopefully this really helped. I love role playing this through. So if you want something like that, let me know for sure. If you're having trouble with biz dev, I'm your gal. I do workshops with that all the time. I'll put the link below. But I will see you hopefully every Thursday at noon. And if you need anything, let me know. Money is just a vessel to do all the amazing things you want to go do in life. Go live it. See you soon.
Dreaming of starting your own recruiting agency, but you don't know where to begin? Leap over the hurdles with Start Your Own Recruiting Agency course. Benefit from my 15 years of experience to avoid the common mistakes and fast track to success. Turn your dream into reality with this comprehensive guide. Enroll now and take the first step towards your 6-figure milestone. Woo, woo. Click the link at the top of the description to learn more.